Yeah, I think my ancestors came through for me in pretty much everything, in the small things and the big things. But where I saw them most was in reflection, especially considering it hasn't really been an easy few years considering what has been happening in the world. Um, and I know that I have felt lost at times, and some decisions that I've made at the time felt like I was taking a step back, but upon reflection in the present, I found that they propelled me further than I could have ever imagined. I see my ancestors in the random good mood I wake up in that I can't explain. I see them in the meals that I cooked that somehow came out perfectly without a single measurement. I don't think of them as inspiration for my ideas. I think they are my ideas. They are, right? Period. They are my thoughts. I think we are interconnected through time and space. There really is no idea that has passed through me that hasn't already been passed through generations upon generations of people just like me. And so here in QAP, I feel like I've just become more cognizant of that fact, especially considering all of the research that I put into all of my pieces. From my Chavela piece, that was really one of my first inspirations for coming into myself. Without her, I don't know when or if I would ever be sitting before you here today. And so I really owe everything to my ancestors because they are everything to me. I will be speaking about my piece here called Light Splitter Obatalá. It is depicting Obatalá, who is the king of the white cloth in Ifa. And I first began researching Ifa and voodoo back in 2020 during the pandemic. I think I was trying to find the answers of who I was, starting with where I came from. And so when I was doing my research, I found out that in these religions, you kind of have to be initiated into them in order to find who your Orisha is. And so when I decided to do a print on Orisha here for QAP, I hadn't been initiated, and so I didn't know who mine was. And so I started to do my research, and I found out about Obatalá. And they are I don't know if you could call them non-binary, but they have two different paths that are both male and female. And they're one of the only Orisha that have those paths. And so I felt drawn to them because I was also on that path, and I still am on that path. And I originally had really lofty ideas for this print. My first print was a double drop, and so I said, you know what, let me go 4, 5, 6 drop. I was also in school at the time. That did not happen. So I decided to simplify it, which I think made it more effective because I got to show the different sides of it, the stark black against the bright white. And the watercolor came kind of after. I really wanted to show the effect of the splitting of the two different deities that I depicted in this print. One is a little abstract. It's in the upper left corner. It represents Olodumare, who is kind of like the breather of life. And so I wanted to show them working in tandem to show that juxtaposition. And it was the first idea that I had presented to the cohort. It was the very first one I talked about, but it was the last one that I actually printed because I really wanted to bring it to its full potential, and I really wanted to sit with it and meditate on it and really bring it to life the way I thought it should.